Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Courtney. I am a stay-at-home mom, wife, and aspiring author. And this is it. This is the 2025 planner situation. So, they're not all planners. I do wanna what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, I do want to say that they're not all planners and things that I'm going to be in like every day. But yeah, this is all of them. I'm not going to talk about my rings. My rings is my main system. It's not changing. Or that I should say that's not changing. I'm still going to use this as my main planner, and I'm currently in the process of getting everything set up for 2025, which is one great thing about, not that you like need me to influence you to buy more planner covers, but one of the things that I am appreciating is that I do have another Moterm Luxe that I can get everything like situated for 2025 in without having to kind of like fit it in what I'm currently using. So this is going to be my main planner system still. I will do a flip through once I get everything set up for next year. But this is not changing. She's my main girl. And this is the rest of them. So I think that I'm going to talk about the things that are kind of like supplemental to my system and not really like my actual system, which would be these three things. So let me move these two out of the way and we can talk about these. So let me get a little closer. Okay, so last year I did, or what am I talking about last year? It is still 2024, Courtney. This year I did, I am doing all of my health tracking in a separate book. So I have been using this sterling ink. I got the horizontal compact that I'm using for that. So it has like all of my habit trackers, my symptom log, my weight log, I track my blood sugar every day. That's in there, like my medication list, all of it. And I had considered putting all of that stuff back in my rings, which is how I initially started doing it. But I'm not sure. I kind of like having it all in one bound book so that if need be, I can just bring this book into my appointment to talk to whatever doctor I'm talking to about whatever issue I'm having. And I know that it might change throughout the year. Like for this next year, I'm not sure if I'm going to need to track as much stuff as I have been tracking, just because a lot of the health concerns that I was having and kind of some of the stuff that the doctors were trying to figure out, we have figured out, and we are, we have a plan to kind of manage it or whatever. So I don't need a lot of that. And then a lot of the other stuff I was tracking or am tracking or have been tracking had to do a lot with like perimenopause symptoms. And I think I'm just about over that now. I mean, I think I have like 1 or 2 months before it will be official that I'm out of perimenopause. So I'm not having a lot of those symptoms anymore, thankfully. knock on wood. But anyway, so I decided to use another bound book. So here's the thing. I have a lot of, and I feel like a lot of us in the planner community share this, like slightly, I mean, it seems like a normal anxiety for us, but then when I tell people who aren't planner people and they look at me like I have a second head, I realize that it's not like in every person concern. Like when you have anxiety and you realize that not everyone goes through life like with like a million different thoughts in their head like all the time, and you're like, what do you mean everybody? That's not everyone's experience. Like, what do you mean you're not afraid to start a new notebook? What do you mean you're not afraid to like mess up an expensive notebook? Like, what are you doing with your life? But yeah, so I had this thing that like, I don't want to mess up a new journal or planner, especially when it is expensive. And a lot of things that we enjoy in the planner community are expensive things. It's an expensive hobby, or it can be, I should say. So I knew that I wanted another bound book. I wasn't sure that I wanted it to be as like special as I feel like the Sterling Ink planners are. And actually I was all ready to buy that like, Day Designer, whatever that little like popular planner that everyone's getting from Target. It's like pocket or like A6 size. And then I was like, oh, like I can get that, and then I can just like tip some trackers in, but there's like days where I can like jot down notes about what I'm eating or symptoms or whatever. But then I was just like browsing on AliExpress and I found this. So this is a Kinbor. It is their weekly planner, which is essentially a Hobonichi knockoff, or a Hobonichi dupe. I think dupe sounds nicer. So I decided to order this. I think it was like $3 and some change. It was definitely under $4. It took less than a week to get here, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I do have a few things in here. I also got these really cute sticky notes from AliExpress when I was ordering. So I'm going to use this as my main health places, health place, I should say. So it has the trackers, which I have set up for January, what I want to track. And then in these little boxes at the beginning of every month, I'm going to put my starting weight and take a place to like take my measurements. So I have that throughout the year. I'm going to use the monthly the same way that I have been using it in my Sterling Ink, with one addition. So in my Sterling Ink, I do my blood sugar on the weekly page. Obviously the weeks has a smaller footprint and I don't want it to feel too cramped. So in these like highlighted spaces up here, I'll record my blood sugar for that morning. Then on every Monday, in the other highlighted space, I will weigh myself. This is the key for all of the symptoms that I track. So for, you know, if I have a headache on the 6th, I just put a little triangle there. And then down here is medication tracking for like over-the-counter extra, well, my inhaler is not over-the-counter, but if I need extra medication in addition to like the meds that I take every day, I want to be able to track it down here. And then in the weekly section, I am going to track my meals here, my exercise or workouts here, and then I'm leaving this space to just jot down like a general how things were going that week, how I'm feeling like emotionally, all of that stuff in this space. And then it also has blank pages in the back. So I have this set up. I also drew in habit trackers for my Sterling Ink because I did not start it until after April. I think I got it in like March or something. So I set up trackers on the weeklies that were going unused. So I'm doing that same thing here in the back pages. So I'm tracking depression, anxiety, and fatigue, my energy level, and then sleep here. And then I only have it set up for January. But before the end of the year, I'm going to do the first quarter. My goal is to have the first quarter set up in everything that I'm using so that I can just dive right into using it. So I left a page for February, I left a page for March. Then after March, I want to do a quarter one health review. So on this side, just a little bit of notes about how I'm feeling emotionally, my moods, all of that stuff. Maybe some like data from these graphs, like I had a lot of days where I was really like in a depression cycle in January, but in March I only had a handful. Like, can I correlate that to anything else in my life? Just a place to put notes, not just like about my body, but like, hey, in February I had like 3 or 4 days where like my stomach was really giving me troubles, but when I look back on those weeks of the stuff that I was eating, it's stuff that has typically not given me a problem. Like, maybe keep an eye on that and kind of beware of that going into the next quarter. So I kind of planned out all of those pages. And then on this page, I just have like a space for any additional health notes, like let's say I have a headache so bad that I need to take Advil straight for a week. I want to make note of that. So I'm like, oh, like it's not typical for me to have 7 headaches a month, and here I had them all in what week. Let me kind of investigate what's going on with that. So I have a page for January and February. I haven't gotten to March. Feel like I have enough pages in the year for that. Then I also have space to have a health log for my son. He's 10, so obviously he does not track anything going on with his health or meds or anything like that. But if there's anything, like any concerns that I need, I want to have a place to put them so I can take this into his doctor's appointments as well. I have a spot for both of us, list of medications for me and for him. I think I'm also going to add a medications list for my husband, just in case something happens and he is, not able to tell the doctors himself what kind of medicines he's on. And then this is also like a list of my providers, their phone numbers, their addresses, their emails, like all of that kind of stuff. And then I am going to do a challenge every month. So I started tipping in, because it has like all of these pages in the back that I am not going to use. So I printed out, these are 30, well, I think they're like 31 day. When you buy them from ThePlannerRoomShop, you get just like plain trackers, and then you get some that say no spend. So I want to do some kind of like fitness challenge every month, whether it's I want to do like 20 Peloton rides, or I want to do 15 ab workouts, or I want to do a daily yoga challenge, whatever. But I want to do some kind of physical, kind of like workout based challenge a month. So I have a couple of these that I printed out that I'm going to add into the back. So this is my health planner. I don't necessarily, I will likely just keep this on the nightstand and fill it out every night. That's what I've been doing with the sterling ink that I'm using. So it is something that I'm in every day, or at least every other day. I try not to skip too many days, because I will forget like information. I mean, like I can always go into my meter and get the readings for my blood sugar or whatever, but you know, I don't want to forget anything. So that is my health log. Okay, these next two things are truly like supplemental, and I doubt that I will be in them every day. I did feel a little bit of like the nostalgia. Like I know kind of planner trends are cyclical, and there have been just a ton of like traveler's notebook videos. And while I love this, this is a Moterm Standard Companion. I believe this is the caramel color, and it is so squishy and it smells so good, and it has patinaed beautifully. I was still like wanting that like slim profile that you get when you have like a Traveler's Company TN. These are not Traveler's Company TNs. This one I have had a while because I want to say it was like in 2017 and 2018, I planned in a standard size Traveler's notebook like system with the books and everything. And I had it in this, and I love this cover. I got it on Amazon, and it has like marked up, and it looks really like used and loved and all of that good stuff. So I knew that I wanted to use it again this year. Now this is going to be for memory keeping, which I did this year in a B6. So I started the year with a B6 Stology, and then I transitioned into a B6 Moterm. And I have kind of fallen off with that. One of the reasons is because I got the Sterling Ink. Did I just say that? Or did I say Moterm? It's a Sterling Ink horizontal compact. One of the reasons I slowed up on it was because I was afraid I was going to run out of pages, which I actually am. And I just think like B6 is not my size for whatever reason. So I knew for memory keeping, I wanted to go back into a standard size. I considered getting the Traveler's Notebook, like vertical weekly, which I used last year for memory keeping, and I really loved it. But once again, I'm like, well, if I fall off, I don't want to have wasted money on like an expensive notebook that I don't want to use. So anyway, I went back and looked and found specifically, I think on Monique's channel, she has used a Kimbor. This is another Kimbor. It's called the Weekly. This one is standard size, so I ordered this one off of AliExpress as well. I have kind of got it like all decked out for now. I did not realize, or maybe they have one that's dated, but for whatever reason, either I did not read the listing correctly and I didn't notice, or I put the wrong one in my cart, which is also like, both of those instances are completely plausible. This is undated, which is fine. So you get a yearly, and you fill in the year up here, and then you fill in like where the month actually starts. Then you have this page, you have trackers. I probably won't use those. It did come kind of dented. It's fine, I don't really care about that. And then you get your monthly, also undated, not a deal breaker for me. I think I'm going to do gratitude on my monthly because I really miss doing that. And I just think it gives me perspective when I am kind of like spiraling and in my head and in my feelings about a lot of things that are out of my control. So you get 12 monthlies, and then these are the weeklies. So they're vertical if you'd like to use this for a planner. Once again, it's undated, which I guess is kind of nice because if you are a Sunday start person, I mean, there's the day of the week, but it's super small, so you can white that out if you wanted to and make it a Sunday start. Monday is for me. It does have a stacked weekend though, so I guess maybe you could not do that. Or I don't know. Also not a deal breaker for me because I'm using this as a memory planner to add, or a memory keeper to add like pictures and just jot down little things that I want to remember from that week. So that's what I'm going to be using. You have a few blank pages in the back. Not really too many. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I will likely, like if there's something that I want to dedicate more time to remembering, like I typically will always do a page for my wedding anniversary, which is in May, our youngest son's birthday, which is in March, and kind of like any other like special things that happen throughout the year. We are getting a new grandbaby, so I am sure that I will leave a spread for that for when the baby gets here. This I also got from AliExpress, just like a little like wallet thing. I can keep like stickers or washi samples in here, or pictures if I'm printing them and cutting them, but I'm not ready to like finish up a spread. I can put them in here. I have this dot grid notebook. I think I got this off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure that I did. I'm going to use this as commonplacing in here just because I love this size. And then this I also got on AliExpress. I am going to journal in this. So I'm going to keep my journaling and my memory keeping and my commonplacing all together this year and see how that goes, and keep it in this tin that I love so much. I added this patch. This is like a little brooch. When my mom, I mean, it's like costume jewelry, but when my mom passed away, I got a lot of her, not a lot, I mean, she had like a lot of, like my mom loved sparkles and baubles and all of that kind of stuff, and my sister is not really like a jewelry person. So I got a lot of her things that are not like super valuable, but just kind of remind me of her. And she was like a big garden. Her garden was one of her it was something she was super proud of, and it was gorgeous, and she spent a lot of time back there, but this was one of her brooches, and it just reminds me of my mom in the garden and all of that kind of stuff. So I stuck it on here. I put the date on here, so it is all set and ready to go. And then finally, the last thing that's not really a planner, that is supplemental, also in a TN, also from AliExpress, is another Kimbor. This is an A5, and if you are looking for, like, you kind of wanted a Hobonichi cousin, but you don't need the weeklies, and you don't know what to do with those extra pages, Kimbor has a dupe. So this is their A5. I forget what they call it. The A5 Daily, I think. So you get monthlies. Hold on, let me flip. So you get monthlies. It looks exactly like a Hobonichi cousin here. And then you get the dailies without the weeklies. The paper, I wonder if I can flip through to my paper. So the paper is pretty good. I don't know, I did not try any of my fountain pens with it though. But it held up with all of the pens that I usually use. I doubt that I'll be using fountain pen in here. Maybe I will, I don't know. But anyway, I am using this as my tarot journal because I wanted a place specifically for that this year, instead of mixing it in like with my memory planning and all of that kind of stuff. So I bought this. Once again, I think it was like $5. Maybe. It was definitely under 10. So yeah, I'm just going to use it I'm going to use the monthly for when I do daily card pulls. And then I have space kind of planned out for what I want to do. I have started setting it up, the wheel of the year, and then all the stuff that I do in January is just gonna be after January and so forth, so that I have a place specifically like to put all of that information so that I'm not like flipping through a million other books to find it. So once again, not something that I will likely be in every day, but I did want to have a separate book specifically for tarot. Okay, then let's do this big one, hopefully before the battery on my camera dies. So because I am using and have been using a ring planner for both my like main planning system and also for like all of my content and writing stuff, I've been doing all of that in a ring planner. And my issue this year was, I know that I don't want to keep those inserts. I'm not sure if I need to. I will probably keep the ones from like my writing stuff, but like my personal stuff, I don't really know if I need to archive inserts like with my cleaning lit, like all of that stuff on there. I do have all of the pages from this year saved. I have an extra A5 that I've been putting pages in, and I have just like an old Kiki K personal size that I've been storing all of the months that I've used this year in my personal rings. But I don't know if I want to do that into 2025. So I have this Clever Fox planner. I do have a video, like an unboxing and all of that of this coming up later this week, but this is what I am going to use to archive 2025. So I do have it set up a little bit more than when I did the unboxing, and this planner is big, so let me pull you back just a little bit. So I do have it set up a little bit more, but this is the Hourly Planner Pro, the premium edition. So you get some additional kind of like goal stuff in here, which I enjoy because I am also doing all of my goal setting in a ring planner for next year, which I will show you. So I think it's great that I have a place to store all of that information. I did not want to show that page because it has my word of the year on it, but you get like goal pages where I can kind of write down all of the stuff that I'm doing in my goal planner. And then this is your monthly. It's undated. So I have gone through and started to set up for January. I do have the dates down. I have a quote. I put a couple stickers down. And these boxes are big enough where I can put kind of personal things like birthdays, any important events that I want to remember, and also add in like videos that have gone up, writing deadlines that I had, all of that kind of stuff. So I really was looking for a planner big enough to hold the information from every single part of my life that I wanted to remember. So there's the monthly, and then you get these trackers for kind of spending and budget. I am going to do like expenses from my like writing and author stuff on here. In honesty, if I'm being completely honest, I probably will not use this page unless I'm doing some budgeting for writing stuff, but I have not made any money from that yet, so we'll see. And then you get another page of expense tracker. I am just going to white this out and use it for my YouTube and blog analytics so that I can track that every month. And then you get this blank page, and I am going to use it for like a media log. So everything that I'm reading, watching, loving in a month will go on here. So I'm really excited to get into this. There's like, you can update your goals throughout the year. You get these spreads, but I do like a more extensive walkthrough in the unboxing video of this. So this is going to be my 2025 archive. Okay, so these two are going to kind of work in conjunction with each other. I don't know if I've like said it in a video or not, but I am doing all of the planning for YouTube and writing in an A5, in my A5 rings. This planner is a Moterm, and I really do love it, but it gets so heavy once you start adding inserts into it. And I wanted something that was a little bit more portable, but still big enough to hold all of that information. So what I ended up coming up with is keeping my A5 rings. I'm going to do all of my goal setting in here. So I have printed out all of my goal setting sheets from the system that I am using for next year. I've already print and cut and punched them into here, so they're all set to go. I am using like a combination of two different systems, and I will do like a walkthrough of everything in another video. So this is just going to be for goal setting only. And then what I am using for my content and writing planning is this A5. I am in love. I don't know if I came up with this idea just because I was in love with this cover, and I knew that I really was not going to get another like cousin for this year. But I love this cover so much. So I was kind of like waffling and debating about it, and for whatever reason I was like ranting to my husband about it, which, I mean, I pretty much talk to him about everything but not about planner stuff because I just don't. And he was like, why don't you just go ahead and get the cover and figure it out? So that is what I did. I ordered the cover, which I absolutely love so much. It's so adorable. And then I decided to use, I mean, look, these are like on the inside. And then I like, this came on the packaging, I think, or in the packaging. And then I like printed another copy of it and put it in here, but like, look at how cute this is. So anyway, I was looking on Amazon, and I knew I had seen this planner before, but I couldn't remember what it was called. But I finally found it. So this is a Nolte, what did I do with the little, it's an A5, but it is a, I don't know which one it is. I don't know. I will try to link it below, but it comes in like this kind of faux leather cover, which is kind of nice. Like, it has pockets and stuff. If you wanted to use it like this, it's usable. It has like a little pin loop there, but I took it out of there and put it in here. So this is what it looks like inside. So you get your yearly overview, next year, or 2026, 2024 if you need to look back. You get this yearly overview, I am going to use it for income and expenses. So basically just like a spending log, or if I make any money, whatever day I get paid for something, I will write it down here. Then you get your monthly calendar, which looks like this. So I have room to put videos, blog posts, reading deadlines, word count, writing deadlines, word count, goals, like if I'm editing, whatever, I have room to fit it on here. So all of the months, no, you get all of the months you get up front, kind of similar to the cousin. And then it goes into your weeklies. So the weeks look like this. And I like this because for like content and writing stuff, I'm mostly like a list maker, but I don't but they're not like daily lists. I don't know if that makes sense. So I will generally just have like a running task list of all the things that I want to do for this part of my life during the week. Then I will have a list for like my top 3 priorities, or like I'm working on these projects and kind of steps for each project. I do track my analytics on the weekly as well. So I'm fine with just having the boxes across the top. These do have timelines. I'm just going to ignore that and use this all as free space. And I really like that. So I can put my videos, I can put blog posts, I can put, down here it has, so the timeline stops at 24, and then these are all just like blank lines. So I can go across and put Instagram or TikTok or Reels or whatever like other platform I'm posting to across the bottom. And then this is just kind of list area, notes area. And I really like that. So you get 12 months. And then it had a lot more like free pages in the back than I knew about. I have not seen like a complete walkthrough of this, so I wasn't really expecting this many note pages in the back. I want to say you get like 70. Yeah, you do, because they're numbered. You get 75 note pages. I have already started taking some notes. So I'm going to use these for like more permanent lists, more permanent notes, that kind of thing here. And then you get some graph pages, a few graph pages. I did pen testing. You can see in this one I actually did use my fountain pens, and it is pretty, oh, that, my bad, that had like passwords on it. And this paper is fine for fountain pen ink, or at least the fountain pen ink that I was using. It has like maps and stuff in the back, which I mean, maybe if I ever get to travel to, I think this is Japan, it would be helpful. And then in the back I added, so when I ordered the cover for my tarot book, that TN came with 3 A5 notebooks. So I am just using these as kind of brain dump, quick, messy notes about whatever. I have like video idea notes, I have blog post notes, I have just like that kind of stuff. And then I'm trying to do this before my battery runs out. In the back, so there's a back pocket on the back, I found these really cute notebooks on Amazon, and I am using these for my book specifically. So this has like all of the details of whatever book I'm working on. This one currently has like all the characters' names, all of like their physical description, any other notes that I need to know about them. Sometimes if I'm thinking of like dialogue for a character, I can jot it down in a note, but I'm like not at that chapter in that scene or whatever, and I don't want to forget the dialogue or why I think I could use it here, I can write it down in this notebook. I like to keep a list of names as well when I see them, that sort of thing. So all of that is going in here. I can just tuck it in the back pocket. And what I love about this is that it is real super lightweight, super portable. So if I'm going somewhere to write, I can just take this and my laptop and that's it. And I'm not like all bogged down with my A5 rings and all of the things. So that, I think, is everything. I feel like I raced through that really quickly. I am going to do like a walkthrough. Well, if you want more, I should say, let me know if you want me to do like more of a dedicated video to any planner that you're interested in seeing more in depth, and I would be happy to do it. I know like my health log I did kind of show you all of the things in there, and then I will do a 2025 setup video for my personal rings when I have everything set up in it. So that is it for my lineup. I have to say, even though it's more planners than I thought that I would be using, I think I was very, very, like, oh God, I cannot think of words today. I think I really paid attention to what my actual needs were for each planner and considered the way that I like to plan and the way that I absorb information, and came up with a way that I think will help me be really productive in the next year, which is another huge goal of mine. So yeah, that's it. If you have made it through this video, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you would like to see more videos from me, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.